We're live.
Yay, we're live with one
It's
of...
been so long.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Rocky, can you say hi? Hi. Nope, he's like, I've got my drink and I got my sucker and I am happy to go. And apparently I have a robe. We're just going to pretend that's not there. It's not. I just bought you a robe the other day.
I wear a robe.
Would you wear a robe if I bought you a robe?
Probably if it was a manly robe.
Like camo?
Yeah.
What makes a robe manly?
I don't know.
We digress.
I picture
Hello.
a man's robe.
Silk with butterflies?
No, not silk. Like thick with maybe a cape.
Should we get Daddy a cape? Should we get him a Dracula cape?
No, actually, I picture it like wider corduroy. I don't know why.
All right. Well, welcome to today's vlog.
Hey,
we are going live because we have received so many questions about what we posted yesterday. And so we thought, you know what, this would probably be the quickest way to respond to you guys why it's still fresh on everyone's mind.
Yep.
So I have a bunch of questions. I put a box on Instagram and I've got a bunch of questions, but did you take my phone?
Nope.
My phone's gone. I have a bunch of questions there, but also any questions that you guys have, please put them on the right and we will go, or in the comments. They might not be on the right for you. Put it in the comments and we will go through and we will answer any of the questions. We have 20 minutes until it becomes soccer game. So it'll probably be more of a rapid fire and less of a chit chat than normal, but we want to make sure we get all of your questions. Did you want to say thank you before
I just love you guys. I really, I don't even know where to even begin.
Humbled.
So humbled and loved and I don't even know. I mean, obviously we've never met a lot of you. And it's just, I have no words in what you guys mean to me. So
you've strengthened us and helped us get through the hardest trial of our lives.
Yeah,
and
we've never gone through anything like this.
This has been hard in a lot different way. But we appreciate your love and your prayers because that's all that's gotten us through, huh, Rocco?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's so flippin' handsome. Yes. So, like I said, if you guys have questions, put them over there on the right side or in the comments. I keep saying that, and I will start reading some of these. So some of them I will read what you wrote, and then we'll kind of answer. We don't have all the answers. Hopefully we will learn more, but we definitely don't have all the answers. So what is it called?
Is it, heart failure, stage 2 or B. And then what?
You also have we don't have a
pulmonary hypertension.
Yeah, we don't have you have an acute blah, blah, blah with, and we might get that here in our next appointment because we are far from over, right? But for now, we know the things he has, what it is called. Do you want to go through and list them or do you want me to?
Go for it. You're so much better.
No.
Me, I'm I have a heart problem and it needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
She's got all the technical jargon.
So yes, he's in stage B of heart failure. He has an inverted T wave. Yeah. He has hypertension and pulmonary hypertension.
All the things.
So that's what he would have. Great question. All right, if you see questions come up here, we can go back and forth.
I'm just I know.
We can definitely go back and forth. What was the reason for not implanting a defibrillator? Good question, Ashley.
Because we're not crossing that road quite yet. The doctor said that the likelihood of something happening and I'm needing a defibrillator. Hi, say hi, Peyton.
Hi.
That. Oh my gosh. I have a better chance of getting in a car accident than having anything of that type of issue. So as of right now, we're trying to take care of the blood pressure, start reversing a lot of the inflammation on my heart and the damage in my heart. And then we'll cross that bridge when we need to.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
I would say that the reason is because they hope that he won't need it.
Yeah.
And so that's a very, very invasive heart surgery when they're hoping that it will heal itself. So the
it could get better.
the purpose of that would be for the inverted T wave, right? When so you all know the traditional, his does that, but then it about died.
So the heart rate goes boom, you know, and it kind of like has that line, right, of when you see it like in movies, right? Boop, 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 and then it flatlines when the person dies. You know what I mean?
That's not funny under current circumstances. It's not funny.
But so it goes up and then it goes to where it started, but then it goes down even further. So that's the inverted T wave down, and then it goes back up and again down and then up.
And it sounds like that could stop his heart basically at any time. Anytime it does that, which it's doing that like every beat for the most part. Yeah. So that's what they're saying. If that's long term, they could put a defibrillator in there. So now that we're all caught back up, why not do a defibrillator now? Is because they think that as they heal the heart, he won't need that. And that would be a really invasive thing to do. And yes, statistically, his chances are not as good. And so he said, no, like the risk outweighs the reward.
Yes. Yeah. And you're right. NY try mommy. My doctors will, or most doctors will tell you 3 months, then reassess.
Yeah.
So, yep, for the implant.
Lori, great question. Is pulmonary hypertension high blood pressure of the lungs? Exactly. That's exactly how it explained it. And at first, when we were hearing all those words, I was like, okay, I know what hypertension is. So pulmonary, so lungs. So yes, your blood, if I understand correctly, your blood's going to go into the right side where all of his problems are. It's then going to circulate through his lungs and go into the left side, which then will go out to his organs. So at first they thought the problem was with the left side, and that's why we checked all the organs. That side's actually functioning fairly good, which is why his organs are still functioning good. It's the right side that's struggling, so then therefore it's struggling in the lungs. So one thing
why I'm like short of breath and like
why they checked for blood clots in his lungs, all of that. And so literally one of the biggest blessings of this whole thing is that my aunt works, she does like, if I understand correctly, she does the FDA approval for artificial hearts. And she's been a huge blessing in this process, helping us understand. Mm-hmm. It also was hard because like out of the gate, she helped me come to terms. Well, that's not the hard part though. No. She helped me come to terms with like, this is real. This is never going away. And that's why I had 3 really dark days where I was like, if she could have sugarcoated this at all, she would have. Yeah. Right. And that's how like early on we knew like that it was for sure some kind of heart failure. There was never like a question of that because out of the gate she could read it and she's like, this is what it is. Right. Yeah. But she's saying, so we got this good news that you guys watched yesterday. And as you guys will see in the next couple of days, it hasn't been consistently all great news. JD's had time, he hasn't felt well. And we've also, like, I kind of talked to my aunt, right? And I'm like, hey, this is what he's saying. What do you think? And she's like, why would we wait for your lungs to start scarring before we address the pulmonary hypertension? Yeah. She's like, I think we need to address that now. And I appreciate her opinion because I think sometimes as a doctor, you see like hundreds of people, right? But like no one patient is more important to my aunt right now than JD. And she's overly qualified for this. And so she's like, yes, we could wait, but why wait? Right. Yeah. She's like, I'm not willing to risk that. And so she's been a really good ace in our pocket. And so there's been some days as we've gone through, as you'll see in the next couple of vlogs, that like actually hasn't been all sunshine and roses. And we've been like still trying to figure out, okay, maybe we need to get a second opinion on a few things with our doctor. And like Rocky is smearing sucker all down the couch. Red sucker. So, all right, good question there. Sorry, we took kind of a deep dive. Let's see. What type of heart failure is it? Great question. So there's A, B, C, and D. He said if you put heart failure into a category, there would be those 4. A would be anybody with high blood pressure. And I think yesterday in the vlog, we kind of confused people that like, this is completely curable. JD will have heart failure the rest of his life, but we hope it's reversible to stage A, which is anybody in high blood pressure. So that's the good news, is like he can still live a good life, right? B is where he's
Tell him
at, that it's like
150.
sounds good to me.
Yeah.
B is where JD's at. C is when you start having like the edema on your legs, you start retaining water, and so he's not there yet, which is partly due to like him catching it so fast.
Yeah.
And is amazing. So heart failure stage B is what we would be in, and we can hope to get back to heart failure stage A.
Yeah.
That will be, and we will live there forever, happily ever after.
Exactly.
I told him it's just bad enough to never let me take him for granted.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's where we're at.
So great.
All right, Kate, you want to pick a different one from here?
All right,
I'll look
let's
for one
see.
here?
What's another question?
Or I can go. I've got one right here. You look for one there and I'll look here. What are the chances that it's genetic? Fantastic question as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have like there's that 84% match, but they did send away the genetic testing, and if it is, it did not come back in time. So we're still
waiting on that.
And there's definitely a chance it is. So we have a plan in place for as soon as we get that back, if it does show genetic in there.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
There was a question here. What were your symptoms that something was wrong? So
that's on here too.
I love that question. Because, and I actually talked to Michelle about this, because I am very much now, and I think because of all this has happened, and I've been very, like, I'm healthy. I'm young-ish still. I work out, I eat healthy. And I think that was a huge blessing to be able to understand and know that there was something wrong. So actually, since February, I started just to see a gradual decline of my energy levels, specifically at the gym. And I knew, like, even going up the stairs when I was at home, I would just get to the top and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I just had run a marathon, I felt like. And I knew that wasn't normal for me and my body. But then there was one day I was at the gym and I started my normal like warm up, and I couldn't even finish the warm up. It was that bad. And I just, I had pre-workout, so caffeine and all the things to help in, having a maximized workout. And, I just had no energy at all. So because of that, I was like, yeah, there's something definitely wrong. And so, I set up an appointment with my doctor, and to have like just a normal physical to see if it was like maybe testosterone or, just something. I'm just getting older, but I knew that there was something wrong. So, we went in, got it taken care of, or got some blood work done. And then he checked we had an EKG, and he's like, yeah, this is weird. This is very abnormal. I'm going to send you up to the hospital. And anyway, so you kind of probably have already watched all that. So long story short, I just felt off. I felt tired. I felt like I was short of breath, and where I had been normally very active and feeling like I had lots of energy and not exhausted from coming up the stairs. Like that's not normal for me. So that's kind of what made it.
Yes.
In that.
Maybe I'll enjoy Rocky eating a string cheese. And if you look back at Beckham's vlog, or Beckham's birthday vlog, JD was like really sick. And then he was really sick again on Peyton's birthday. And then we'd been sick a couple of weeks before that. And so I honestly, and I regret this to this day, but he was like, Michelle, like something's off. I need to go to the doctor. And I was like, you are fine. Like we've all been sick. I don't feel good at the gym either. Like we're just getting back into it. We took a week off because we were sick. And he kept being like, no, something is wrong. Like, and so, I mean, it didn't take me more than probably 48 hours to be like, okay, I'll make you the appointment.
Yeah.
Not sure why I had to make the appointment, but.
Because you're so awesome.
Yeah. But I feel bad because I was like, gee, just like tough it out. And I'm so grateful that you knew your body enough and that you had been working out enough to know like, no, this is what I can do at the gym. This is my consistent level, and like something's wrong.
Yeah.
Super grateful for that.
And that's kind of sparked me. And I was talking to Michelle about last night was I want to like devote my Instagram to raising more awareness about what I've gone through, and that like I'm young, healthy, and I've had high blood pressure actually since I was like 18. And they say it was just like a genetic thing. So, and my dad has had it always. And anyway, so the biggest and the scariest part is a lot of people do deal with high blood pressure, and they don't realize that with that comes a toll on your heart.
Right.
And so that's why I want to raise that awareness that like, if we didn't catch it this early, in like 5 more years, I would be in massive heart failure and really be struggling, like needing a heart transplant or, you know,
Right.
some type of major surgery. So
Well,
definitely something that I want to raise awareness on.
Totally agree. I think that in general, our society, where a lot of people have high blood pressure, it's like, well, like you have high blood pressure, whatever. But we were very much under, and like, because he's had a physical every single year. And so multiple times we've had doctors be like, oh, you're not kind of on the verge. It's not great, but you work out, your A1Cs are fine. So like kind of take it, don't, whatever. That's not the case. If you have high blood pressure, it needs to be treated. And I call it young and naive and uneducated. I agree. We didn't know that, and we want to raise awareness for that.
Yeah.
Because so it sounds like he has we know he has chronic remodeling on that right side. So as it's been under stress, right, it's kind of been getting bigger and bigger. Then I see a comment right here. Somebody asked me, do you think COVID made it come out even though you probably already had signs? Exactly.
Possibly.
So they're saying like his heart's been remodeling, but he's young. He's super healthy. He's consistently worked out his entire life, very athletic, things like that. And so for him, his body's been able to handle it. And then some virus, we don't know if it's COVID. We don't know. It could be influenza for all we know. Something definitely brought it.
Kind of like sparked it, right?
All of a sudden to a head.
Yeah.
So yes, that's exactly what the doctor's saying is like, it's yes, your blood pressure's played into it. And like, yes, so if we do see a genetic thing in our kids, just because we like go in right now, we probably won't even start treating it until something brings it to an head, you know? Yep.
But
right,
somebody asked the question, will somebody tell me what JD stands for? It means Jonathan Douglas. That's my name. And it's weird to even say that because I've never gone by Jonathan. So good question though.
All right. So we have one here that says, when you say reversible, does that mean you'll be cured and not considered in heart failure?
I think we kind of answered that one. No, it won't be cured, but it'll be more manageable.
Yeah.
Right?
Heart failure, we can go up to like basically high blood pressure, ideally.
Yep.
I had a good question about how are your kids handling this and what do they know? You want your sock on? Well, clearly they're handling it great. Palmer can sense the stress in us, and I think she's been acting out a little bit. We've done a really made a. Would you like some nuts?
Okay, Mom.
I'll help you. We've made a really conscious effort to not scare without facts and to not have our children carry adult problems. He's so ticklish, you guys. He's so ticklish. There's certain things that are adult problems and certain things that are kid problems. And I was very conscious of making sure that like my strong hours were from the time the kids came home from school until they were in bed, and like nothing else mattered. I couldn't answer the phone because I knew I would just lose it, but like it was just, you know. But we were honest, like Dad's going to the doctor and Dad doesn't feel great. And like for a while there, he couldn't even like play with them at nights. You know, like he almost every night he plays some kind of sport with them out in the front yard. And so for a while there was like Dad's too tired. So it was very so they're aware. But I've been surprised at how they haven't. Then I'll say something like Beckham just saw the thumbnail and he's like, "Is that Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, remember he's been at the hospital a lot lately." And so I don't think it's really quite sinking in, but they're definitely where something's going on. And it's not from a lack of us telling them. It's maybe a lack of them quite understanding. And without being like scaring them, I don't think it's necessary to further try to drill it into their head.
Yeah. Yep. Nope, that's a good answer. I think that's great.
Here's one from Ellen. Will you need shunts? Do you even know what shunts are?
I don't even know what that is.
No. So his high cholesterol. So that's like when you need like to widen your arteries, if I understand correctly.
Oh, really?
It's like, so this problem has nothing to do with clogged arteries. We've had a lot of questions. He doesn't have his high cholesterol and his low cholesterol are both totally fine. This is completely a weird.
Well, it's like, for instance, when you work out, your muscles grow bigger, right? The more you flex or the more times or pressure that you're on with that specific muscle, it gets bigger. And so with my heart, it's been just having to work harder. And so it's actually becoming stronger, too strong or too big. And the ventricle is getting bigger. And that's what's blocking
Come here, little love.
That's what's blocking
Come
it.
here.
It's not like items in my ventricles or arteries or whatever.
You don't want this anymore?
And that's what's causing it. So I just need to de-swole my heart and be good.
Muffins in the making in the house. Hello, guys. Hi, friends. They said your heart's just too big.
Yes.
I agree. Man. I actually said of all the things that could be wrong with JD, I'm not even surprised that it would come down to the fact that his heart is too big. And can I touch on that for a second? Because although I have a sad baby, one thing that's really been touching through all this is a lot of times, when someone dies, a lot of people come to you and say nice things about that person.
Okay.
He got my hair in his mouth. People come and say nice things about you, but it's been a cool experience and overwhelming to have those things said when you're still alive.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people message me and say really kind things and like, your husband stood up for me in high school or this or that or the other. And most of the time you don't get to hear those things in your life. And that has been a very humbling and growing opportunity as well. And it makes me want to reach out and like tell people I love or like that I appreciate more stuff, be like quicker to compliment.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know, but we actually need to.
Oh, man. You want to go get him? Yeah. And I'll finish up. Yep. So Jabek has his last. Here, maybe take this one with you.
Love you guys.
Jabek has his last soccer game, but there was a few more questions I wanted to address. Give it a valiant effort. He really likes me. Although I'm not the star of the show, but JD is the soccer coach tonight. So if one of us has to leave, it's got to be him. Okay, let's see. No, there's a few more. If you have any last minute burning questions, re-put them in the comments because I'm sure at this point they've gotten lost. I have seen a couple questions about diabetes in here. He doesn't have diabetes. They checked everything with that. He's totally fine there. And they actually said that there's a lot of things that like put you at higher risk for heart failure. And he has not one of them besides, he has some family history of a few things, but like his mom had some kind of afibrillation. That's not the word. Tachycardia. But like nothing like this at all. Let's see. We covered the virus. We covered the reversible. Becca, why don't you come say hi? I'm sure everybody would like to wish you good luck.
Hi.
Last soccer game, and then he has tryouts again in a week. You gonna play hard?
Yes.
Yes. He's getting over the stomach bug yesterday. So he's a little bit not. He's like last week. He was like, "What if I can't play as good on my last game?" But you're gonna give it your all.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his lucky sweatband and his cleat. Okay, I'll meet you in the car. Go hop out in there. Okay, I think I'm gonna just have to see. Do his siblings need to be checked out? For sure. His older 4 brothers are only half brothers, and so I guess we would probably go with testing his dad first, because that would tell us which line, right? Like if the 4 brothers needed to be tested, but for sure, and like potentially their kids too. It depends how that comes out.
We get checked out?
No, she thinks she's getting checked out from school. No. But you're cute. All right, anything? Let's see. I just want to say that as a cardiac nurse point of view, it sounds like your doctor has been spot on. I do. That's a great place to end, is that this doctor we're going to is actually leaving June 1st. And so that was the last time we'll see him. And it was like really bad. And so he ordered everything. He's like, this should have been done when you were diagnosed with high blood pressure at 19, but it wasn't. And I'm doing it now. And I'm grateful for that, because I think oftentimes, like at 19, in every physical sense, JD's kind of just been brushed off like, you're the picture of health. You're young, you feel good, you're muscular, whatever. And so it's really great that somebody was like, no, we need to figure out how to keep you that way. And I do appreciate that. And now that he's leaving, I'm sad he's leaving. I would have loved to continue with him, but we almost get like a second opinion because he's a new doctor anyways, right? So, all right. Thank you guys for being here. This has been unfortunately a little quicker than I had wanted, but I knew a lot of you couldn't get on if I waited till after, because it would be like 1 a.m. your time. So thank you for joining us. We love you. Thank you for the support as we have faced this hard thing. And also, thank you. A lot of you guys have gone to bat for us in the comments. We have, like our core set of viewers that are like super loyal and always there. And it's been interesting being put in front of a larger audience, and some of the mean things that have been said that you're like aware that obviously that person has not been here long term because it's so far-fetched. And I want to thank you, because I've been going through a lot. JD's been going through a lot. And the last thing we need is for strangers. You get the notifications on your phone. And I just had to turn them off because I don't need to see mean things come up, right? And a lot of the mean things were then met with such kind comments from those of you that are here for the long haul. And I really appreciate that. So I love you. Remember that we can do hard things, and we're going to go last soccer game of the season. You want to say bye?
Peace out, dudes.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.